Ladies, I know some of y'all just can't wrap your mind around that feminism is the reason for your burnout. Listen up. Yeah, I know. 30 years ago, a family of 4 or 5 could live off of one income comfortably. So let's backtrack. Feminism told women you need independence. You need a career. You need to prove yourself outside of your home. So think about it. Labor supply doubled. Wages kind of stagnated. Meanwhile, the cost of living just shot up. So employers didn't have to pay a single man because it was so common for both people to work now because of feminism. And then everything inflated because society got used to people having 2 incomes. Then women told other women that it was oppressive to be a stay-at-home full-time mother and that you needed to go climb the corporate ladder, you baddie boss babe. So ladies, we fed into the lie. Not only do we have the mother duties and the home duties, we now have a 40-hour work week on top of that. So realistically, what happens from this? You end up being exhausted, stressed, burned out, anxious, depressed. What do some people resort to? Medication. And what happens? The cycle just keeps continuing. And then marriages fail. The family crumbles. So walking away from God's design, this is what we've got.
What doesn't get discussed as often is the effect on the kids. But some of those outcomes are becoming easier to notice in today's workforce.
Okay, number 1. A lot of women are not done with feminism, even though you say they've done the feminism. If they were done with it, they wouldn't be still screaming that they're going to choose a bear over a man, or that they don't need men. Number 2, many women are still choosing career over family. Number 3, you mentioned the guy should provide for the life that you and the kids want. Does he not have a say in the lifestyle that he's paying for? Number 4, a lot of women are saying that they don't want kids. So what are you talking about? And number 5, men are only saying that women are sounding like gold diggers because women keep talking about their income and that they need to be 6-figure men. And it's not even just the low 6 figures anymore. Now it's these astronomically high numbers like, oh, they need to make 300,000 plus. That's what sounds like a gold digger.
At some point, the dynamic becomes crystal clear. You can't be the one asking for the opportunity while also trying to dictate every condition. When expectations get too far removed from reality, the situation usually resolves itself.
Modern feminists are literally the destruction of women's rights. You think you gotta compete with men to be equal? I don't need a man, I'm strong, I make my own money, I'm a boss bitch. That's not true. We are literally single-handedly destroying our feminine superpowers. We gotta learn to embrace who we are and understand that the balance between men and women is what creates real strength. We all have a role to play to make a balanced society. Women are trying to fight and compete with men is like a goldfish trying to fight a shark. It's illogical and biologically impossible. Let's accept our nature and accept our differences. We gotta embrace our softness, our nurturing side, our intuition. If a man knows he's responsible and he doesn't abuse that power, and when a woman truly embraces her qualities, they're a powerhouse. They're absolutely unstoppable. Behind every great man is an even better woman. We all want a strong man. You can deny it all you like, but deep down, this is what every woman wants.
Eventually, everyone has to make peace with who they are. Once you do that, it's easier to appreciate what you have instead of worrying about what you don't.
If I'm married, right, which I am, I have a husband, right? Why would I want to just leave the house without him knowing? That doesn't make sense. I've never met a wife that prefers to be by herself. The wives I know, women that are around me, love being around their husband. They enjoy his company. I don't know what this like weird propaganda is, but like, I have no desire to have money without my husband or to leave the house without him. Like, I'd rather go out to eat with him than any of you guys. Like, I don't even like hanging with friends. Like, I prefer being with my husband. He's literally my best friend. So I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Feminism didn't do anything for me at all. All it did was create beef with y'all because it didn't do anything for me. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You guys think feminism gave you something, but we already have everything we need. Like, I don't need some man-made institution to tell me that I can do this or I can do that. I'm good. Like, I like having a husband. I like being around him. I like that. I love working with my husband. Any kind of work I do, it's contributing to his business, and I love that. Like, that's what I like to do. I'm not interested in like leading my own life. That's like, that is contradictory to the concept of marriage, right? Like, if you're in a marriage, you're supposed to contribute to each other. You're not supposed to lead your own life. Like, you have to stop listening to miserable women that tell you that feminism is good and you should have your own shit and you should live your own life and you should prepare for his ass to leave you and blah, blah, and all this miserable shit. Like, no, like, you're not saying anything. You wouldn't be able to leave the house. Where the fuck I'ma go? What is so urgent for me to have to go that would require my husband's absence? Like, I don't understand why, what that's doing for me. What's the point? What's the point? For a worst case scenario that's never gonna happen? Like, girl, shut up.
Lately, marriage gets described as if it limits someone's freedom. In reality, it was always meant to be a partnership between two people working toward the same life. Love was never only about what someone receives. At its strongest, it's about commitment, sacrifice, and caring for another person beyond your own interests.
Say goodbye to feminism. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. I mean, excuse the singing, but seriously, feminism is trending downward. The support for the feminist movement is lessening year by year by significant leaps and bounds. Independent studies showed that in 2016, 63% of Americans identified as feminist. And then in September of 2022, AmericanResearchCenter.org released a study, and part of that study was on feminism. And it showed that in 2020, 51% of Americans said the label of feminist fit them very well or described them somewhat well. But they redid the same study again in 2023, and only 35% of Americans said that the label feminist fit them well or somewhat fit them well. So that means in just 3 years, the support of feminism dropped 16%. And if you go back to that 2016 study, it dropped from 63 to 35% in only 7 years. Support of the feminist movement is going down and down and down. And maybe one day, the voices for true equality that support all men and women will rise up and become a society where there is not this gender divide.
Over time, the movement seemed to create consequences it didn't fully anticipate. By the time many people started noticing the effects, the direction had already been set for quite a while.
This mom absolutely destroys feminists who think biblical submission is oppressive.
The other day I posted a video about my husband letting me do something, and predictably got a lot of women in the comments saying, "Your husband lets you do something?" Yes, he let me do something because my husband is in charge. He is in charge of the household, and that's how I like it. Because do you know who's in charge if he is not? Me. Do you know what that means? That means that I have to know what's wrong with the car when it makes a funny noise. No, thank you. That means I am the one expected to go back to work after the baby's born. Don't want to do that. I am the one that has to plow the driveway and scrape off the cars in the winter when it snows. I hate winter. I hate cold. I don't want to do that. Why? Can I do all those things? Yes. Do I want to? No. I think that should be a man's job. That's why I married a man. A good man. Maybe if I married a piece of crap, I would feel differently. Probably would. But I didn't. I married a really good man who I might even say 10 out of 10 times, gives me more than what I ask for. When I need to go pick up the animals, he will be the one to drive the trailer into town and back it up and get it. I don't want to do that. Drive a trailer in town? No thanks. So you might not want your husband to do these things for you. I love when he does them for me. So he will continue to stay in charge. That's the way I like it. And that's the way it should be.
There are blue jobs and there are pink jobs, and I will start crying if you make me do a blue job.
At one point, the idea was that feminism would expand women's choices while still leaving room for femininity. Somewhere along the way, that balance seems to have faded. If the message hit, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.